Okay, I think we're live, right? So good morning, everybody, to day two. It's been I think, a great first day. Very exciting. We had a really good opening plenary, which I mean, good attendance and three really good talks. So I'm happy that it worked out so well. And of course, our first panel sessions, I think, worked really well too. I of course couldn't be at all of them, but the ones that I intended were exciting and good presentations and good discussions. Today we have a full day because we have three slots with up to four parallel panel sessions. So it's a lot going on today, and that's really nice. In the afternoon, we'll have two informal sessions, one on buildings and one on is arranged by Paolo Bertoldi at JRC in ISPRA, and one on a new kind of digital knowledge sharing platform, which is promoted by Cedric Jeanneret at Swiss, the Geneva Industrial Works. So it's like the public utility of Geneva, and he's also a board member of eceee, and they are kind of building a kind of a live platform to try to see if we can get another round of knowledge sharing. I have panel leaders from three panels today who will do a little to promote their upcoming panels. So or sessions, I should say, in their panels. So I will actually let the floor to the three of you, and then afterwards I will try to, as well as I can, kind of pitch a few of the other ones which are not here today. But I have Horia Petran from panel 8, one of our two building panels. I have Thomas Götz. You are one of the panel leaders for panel 9 on appliances and product policy and the ICT. And I have Neil Wallace, who is one of the co-panel leaders for transportation. So I'll start with you, Horian. What's coming up in your session today, and what can we expect from your presenters?
I'm also curious. I will lead two sessions today. The first one will be on how to combine building energy demand and energy supply system to reduce CO2. And we will have three presentations. One from Heidi Nordstrom from Smart University. It will be about the NZEB supply and demand. And then we will have optimized scheduling of battery storage and appliance for demand response from Louise Neves by scheduling the supply and demand for optimized and cost-effective energy use. And then we will have a presentation from Suran Chatterjee on the holistic approach of building energy supply and demand. And I'm looking forward for the questions and also for the content of the presentations. And the second one will be on nudging consumers to create good indoor comfort at low energy use. And we will have four presentations in this one. The first one will be on Consume and Pay Less, the budget approach on running costs in social housing by Mark Grosskloss. The second one will be on optimized indoor comfort for lower cost, a case study of smart heat pump retrofits. And then we will have a presentation on indoor summer comfort, providing low energy power to achieve sufficient comfort in summer. And then we will have an interesting presentation on technology assessment to enable consumer to lower energy cost in comfort conditions. So it will be a busy day.
Very, very interesting. Thank you, Horia. So if we move on to you, Thomas, what we will see in panel 9 today, I think you have also, do you have one or two today? You have two today.
Actually two, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, good morning, everybody. So exactly, we have two sessions today in panel 9. And the first one is on product regulation, particular on market surveillance and monitoring aspects. And we have also 4 presentations there. And the first one will present results from the e-appliance 2 and 3 projects, especially on modeling energy and non-energy impacts in the context of product non-compliance. For example, why quantification is relevant also to influence behavior, to more sustainability and lower energy consumption. So this will be presented by Kyriakos Papazoglou. And then we have also another presentation dealing with the topic of circumvention in the context of EU eco-design and energy labeling. And there will be presentation from projects where the impacts and mitigation measures are analyzed regarding circumvention, and policy recommendations are given, and for standardization as well. And also in this context, very relevant are sales data, and Sophie Attali will present the importance of and usefulness of such sales data, in particular in the context of the Top 10 initiative. And finally, of the 4, we will also get an impression from the India perspective on the impacts of refrigerator efficiency policies and the market transformation in India. And after this already first session, we have directly in following another session, again with 4 speakers presenting the results, and now more also on product regulation, in particular with aspects of evaluating the effects from product regulation. And first of all, we will have an interview on the Nordcroll project from Kasper Schäfer-Morgensen, where the effect calculation module for MAPS, minimum energy performance standard, is presented, and energy labeling in the Nordic country in Europe. And then afterwards, Fiona Brocklehurst asked the question if necessity had been the mother of invention, and presents the effects of product policy on manufacturer innovation. Very interesting, and looking forward to this, as well as also in the context of the Top 10 initiative. Arturo Alatrista will give us a presentation how the Latin American markets are moving towards more energy efficient appliances in the context of the Top 10 initiative. And finally, then also a very interesting tool for calculating impacts, Mateusz Malinowski will present us the new MAPSI tool, which is calculating appliance and equipment climate impact calculator. So very new information on that. So that's for panel 9, and looking forward to meet you there and answer your questions there. Thank you.
Muted, Niels.
I wanted to spare you my coughing. So, Neil, you have one really interesting and I'd say very timely session, because it's about teleworking, and after COVID, that's kind of just, I think some of these are really studies on what's happening right now. So, what can we expect?
Yeah, how's the weather today in Stockholm, Niels?
We had really hot and sunny, and we had, so it kind of exploded. We had a lot of rain just like a real good summer rain in the night, and so well, I think
here near Oxford it's like the Côte d'Azur, but unfortunately no beaches. But no unless beaches, you count the Thames, no. There is a little beach by the Thames, but anyway.
No, we had Côte d'Azur temperatures yesterday as well, but not. We had a lot of water, but no beaches. So yeah.
Well, we have to make the most of what we've got.
Yes.
I was looking at today's schedule as I was a delegate and looking at where I would go, before our session. I agree our session is definitely going to be the highlight of the day, and I'll come on to that. But the first group of sessions, I was sort of taken by the panel 3, warming up in a digital world, and also panel 7, the decarbonising heating. I mean, there are a lot of similarities and complementarities between that and the electrification of transport. I mean, particularly in the domestic sector,
yes,
the decarbonisation of heat, and decarbonisation of vehicles is kind of merging together. So I think, I would have been interested to, will be interested to see some elements of those. Those are at 9:30, 11:30. Panel 1 on sufficiency, I think, is intriguing. And
when you say 11:30, it's UK time.
Beg your pardon. Yeah, I'm working on UK.
That's fine, but just
so
people are aware.
Yeah,
I'm good that you look at your right schedule, so you are time for your session. So that's good.
That's
good.
right. Most of you are on CET, or a lot of you are on CET. So I'd have been torn in that set between that and panel 4, which is evaluating for justice and equality. That also looks an interesting one. But as I said, in the final group of 4, panel 6, we've got our first session today, first of 4 in the week. I think this is particularly interesting, and as you said, Neil, it's highly topical because it's focusing on the impacts in particular of the pandemic on travel and mobility behaviour. And we have some differing interpretations, I think, in our papers. So I think it'll be very interesting to sort of tease out why there are some different conclusions that have come out. And I hope our panelists will, have an opportunity at the end of that to debate, why some of those differences might be there. So we've got Francesca Bazzocchi, Steve Sorrell, Emma Cassar, and Amelie Ancio speaking today. And just a quick heads up for tomorrow, I think a lot of people are interested in electrification. So we're focusing tomorrow on the electrification agenda. So that's another one to look out for.
Good. Neil, thanks. And actually then it's really good because we cover a lot of exciting. So some of the things we haven't just mentioned yet is the panel 1 on energy consumption and well-being. They have at 10:30 CET and 12:30 CT, and the first one they have a panel that looks into focus on diversity and inclusion, and they also have another one that's kind of new approaches to the ground up, and it's about from the ground up, and it's about sufficiency. So that'll be exciting to watch, I think. And panel 2 gives kind of an expose over international perspectives on energy efficiency policies. So it's kind of innovative policies, but say 2 around the world. So I think that also be interested in that one. Then I think we covered most apart. Yeah, decarbonization, heating. You have decarbonizing heating. We covered too. So I think we managed actually now to cover basically all. Well, yeah, panel 5. Smart New Start for Sustainable Communities, that panel, they are looking into, has a very interesting session on the role of municipalities as path makers to sustainability. So how can municipalities kind of lead the way? And I think that's a really interesting topic and an important topic, because sometimes when national governments fail, we have seen that cities and other municipalities have picked up the torch and moved forward, not waiting for national policies to materialize. So I think we covered it all now, and it looks to be a really good day, and I'm looking forward to it. Rachel, you had some interesting announcements too, or important announcements from like our Hoover team.
Sure. So I'm Rachel. I'm part of the technical team at the back end. We're trying to make sure that everything runs smoothly. A few reminders: if you're new today, if you weren't with us yesterday, we're taking all of the questions. You need to write them into Hoover. So when you go into the session on the website on the right-hand side, there's a question and answer panel. So please write your questions there. There's also a chat function for more informal sharing ideas and swapping websites and things like that. So do use that. Also on Hoover, there's a community board you'll find on the left-hand menu, and there's lots of different topics and chat rooms where you can go and discuss the research in more detail, swap ideas. We've also got a topic board about graffiti. So if you've been to eceee before, you know there's a delegate daily newspaper called Graffiti. So that's still happening. There's a haiku competition. There's also a photograph competition. So do get involved with those things as well. There's also sharing of articles, job opportunities. You can do links to other conferences. So lots of sort of notice board things happening there. There's also a community board called Ask the Organisers Anything. So if you've got any questions about anything, pop it on there and we will come and help you as soon as we can, bearing in mind that we are also running the sessions. So we'll come and help you as swiftly as we can. Also in there, you can set up your own meetups. Anybody can do this. You can set up a meetup and invite other people to come and join you if you want more informal networking. Although, of course, we'd much rather you watch the actual presentations while they're going on. But if you did want to do that, that function is available. You can also have one-to-one video calls with people in Hoover. So you can use the Hoover video app. You don't have to set up your own Zoom or Teams call. It all totally stays within the platform. So do have a go with that. We will help you if we can, if you need it. But again, our focus is on the presentation session. So you may have to wait, but we'll come and help you as soon as we can. There's also 2 more informal networking sessions. Nils mentioned the 2 this afternoon, but on Wednesday and Thursday at the end of the day in the program you'll just see sort of end of day hangouts, and that's totally open forum. Just come and see who's there, bring a glass of wine and just have a chat. There's also a party on Thursday night on another platform called Gathertown, so that's going to be quite exciting, I think.
And Rachel, just one yesterday it's one hangout and one other scheduled informal, so the same on Thursday. So
there you go. So there is lots of other informal things. The last thing I just want to say is that all of the sessions will be recorded. So if you miss anything or if you want to watch something that's happening in parallel, everything's recorded. All of yesterday's sessions recording are already up on Hoover, apart from the opening plenary, which will be there in the next 10 minutes. So you just navigate to the session that you want to watch from yesterday, and you'll see a blue button that says click here to watch the recorded session, and you can access it all there. And we're hoping to upload each day's presentations overnight so you can view it the next day. That's the plan. And that's it from me. Thanks.
Great, thanks a lot. Just one short question about the community function. If you want to set up a meeting, can you do it more like in 2 and 2, or can you be like 2, 3 or 4 to set up a?
I think in the meetups it can be lots of people. I'm not entirely sure. It's a bit of a we need to try it out a bit. But if anybody wants to report back on that, that would be great.
We're still learning from the digital conferencing.
Exciting new
frontier. You are managing it. Just again from all of us that are part of this. You are really great technical support and the kind of technical backbone to make all this work brilliantly. So thanks a lot from our end. Okay, great. So see you. We're starting in 12-13 minutes. So see you then. Log on again. Cheers. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks everybody. Bye bye.